Tisha was wearing shorts with stockings close to her skin tone. I have to give Tisha props for at least matching her stockings to her complexion, kind of like the old days when grandmothers made you wear stockings to church. Tina was also sporting some stockings with Daisy Dukes and boots, which made me think maybe it was chilly outside after all. But Kimmy's outfit, nope, not cute. Now, on the other hand, Lance was looking sharp in all black, kind of like the Omen, very mysterious and stylish. There was a moment when they asked Lance about not getting much sleep. And there might have been something about destiny, but it was a bit muffled and unclear. What I found interesting is that Destiny herself wasn't shown much in this episode, even though she was reportedly at the party. We saw a flashback, but no real interaction between Destiny and Lance, which makes me think they're saving that drama for a later episode. Lance definitely looked good, though, so I'm sure he's got his own story coming up. Then we got to Trish, and honestly, she looked uncomfortable and kind of a mess in her outfit. She wore flesh-colored clothing that didn't quite match her skin tone, and she reminded me of a majorette in a marching band or one of those honeybees, like something was just off. Plus, the guy with her looked a little confused, standing with his arms out like, what am I doing here? The outfit looked more like a picnic tablecloth with the sleeves cut off. And since it seemed cool outside, it just didn't fit the vibe at all. One thing I noticed is how the show keeps pushing these for ladies. Kimmy, Tisha, Trish, and Nell together in scenes. They were sitting together at the party, and it seems like Tisha is only just now getting to know Trish, apparently. Trish is related to Fletcher, which is her connection to Nell. But the tension was real, especially when Nell kept asking the ladies tough questions about transparency. Kimmy and Tisha seem to be working as a team this season. It's tag teaming to deflect and avoid answering some of these harder questions. It's like they're playing hot potato, passing the ball back and forth. Whenever the topic of that interview with Martell comes up, Kimmy quickly jumps in to save Tisha whenever it looks like she might have to say too much. Speaking of that interview, Tisha hasn't talked about it at all yet, and it's frustrating to watch. Neil was pressing her to address it, but she kept deflecting, and Kimmy claimed she didn't see the whole thing. Honestly, I find that hard to believe because there are rumors going around about what that woman said regarding Maurice. Though allegedly it was about something that happened years ago, maybe before Kimmy even knew Morris. Tisha also says she didn't see the interview, but are we really supposed to buy that? Neil isn't letting up and wants answers. This interview supposedly involved Martell and was recorded a few months before the party, so it's a hot topic. At one point, Trish got a little fiery with Tisha when they were talking, asking what chapter are you on in that open book? Which made Tisha pause. Trish looked like she was trying to leave it alone, especially since she looks like someone who could bench press 500 or 600 pounds. The guys' conversation came after that, and I have to say, one man really stood out. He was fine and tall, towering over everyone else. We didn't get a name, but I'm sure we'll learn more soon. Meanwhile, Kimmy's outfit was once again a mess, still trying to pull off the Western look but failing. The guys really pulled off their looks better. This time, but the women. Trish looked way overdressed, like she should have been ice skating instead of at a party. Nell was also stuffed into an odd outfit with some bad boots, while Tisha looked okay, showing some skin with her stockings and shorts. Tisha tried to talk some mess to Chris, but he wasn't having it. Marsa had to step in and mention that. Tisha tends to talk to men like she's their wife, maybe nagging or bossing them around. Chris was ignoring her, and then Nell jumped in. It's clear that Nell and Tisha are going to be clashing all season, especially since the episode showed flashbacks of their past issues. Nell even claims to be a relationship expert, which made me think back to when we were all trying to find her dissertation because she's calling herself a PhD. Maybe Tisha and Marsa hired her as a mentor at some point, though. Now, they're definitely not friends. Towards the middle of the episode, things picked up with a sit-down between Martell and his mom, which was quite interesting and gave a little insight into Martell's story. But the ending wasn't as exciting as I expected. Ken, showed up looking completely out of place and had the nerve to say he wouldn't take advice from two people. Which maybe he's right about. We definitely need to see more of Ken, learn who he's with, and get his story. So overall, this episode had its highs and lows. The drama with Tisha and Kimmy deflecting questions about the interview keeps building. The tension between Tisha and Nell is heating up, and some of the outfits were just questionable. Lance and Destiny's storyline is still mysterious, and the guys really showed out on the style front compared to the women. The party scene was wild, but there's still so much we haven't seen yet, especially with Destiny's involvement and what's really going on with Martell and the interview. One thing that really caught my attention was how much effort the show is putting into building the tension between Tisha and Nell. It's clear from their past flashbacks and the way they interacted this episode that they have some serious history. And it's not just casual drama, it feels personal. Nell calling herself a relationship expert adds a whole new layer to this, because if she really does have credentials, then her opinions and criticisms carry more weight. Well, it makes me wonder if she's using that expert status to get under Tisha's skin, or if there's something deeper between them. Either way, it's going to be interesting to watch their dynamic unfold through the season. Another thing I can't stop thinking about is how Kimmy seems to be running interference for Tisha all the time. Whenever Neil or someone else tries to get a straight answer, Kimmy jumps in to deflect or distract. It really feels like they are working together to protect some secrets. And that just raises even more questions about what really happened in that interview with Martell. Are they hiding something bigger than we realize? And why is Tisha so hesitant to even acknowledge it? This kind of strategy usually backfires in reality TV, so I'm curious to see how long they can keep it up before the truth comes out. I also want to talk about Lance and Destiny for a moment. The episode gave us very little interaction between them, which feels intentional. Since Destiny had her TikTok event and was supposedly at the party, it's strange that we didn't see her much. This silence feels like the calm before the storm. I have a feeling we're going to get a big moment between Lance and Destiny soon. Maybe even a confrontation or a heartfelt conversation that will change the game. It's one of the storylines I'm definitely watching closely because both of them seem key to the bigger picture this season. Now, let's talk about the guys for a bit. While the women's outfits were questionable at best, the men really brought their A game. That tall, fine man who stood out in the group looked like he could steal the spotlight any time. It's always interesting to see how the guys carry themselves differently. And sometimes their side stories end up being some of the most revealing parts of the show. I think we need more solo scenes from them to really get to know who they are outside the drama. Especially Kenny looked totally out of place this episode, but his comment about not taking advice from some people makes me think he's holding back some strong opinions. Also, the way Tisha tried to talk to Chris but got ignored was a reminder that not everyone on the show is ready to engage with her. Marsa stepping in to say Tisha talks to men like she's their wife gave me a good laugh, but also showed some truth about her personality. It seems like Tisha is loud and pushy, but maybe that's part of her defense mechanism when things get tense. Nell stepping in to back Chris was like adding fuel to the fire, and I'm pretty sure their clashes are going to get even more intense as the season goes on. Finally, the sit-down between Martell and his mom gave us a glimpse into his background and maybe some reasons behind his actions this season. Family moments like that help balance out all the chaos and remind us that there's more to these people than just drama. I'm hoping we get more scenes like that because it adds depth to the story and lets us connect with the cast on a human level. Overall, this episode had a little bit of everything: style fails, tough questions, rising tensions, and family drama. There's still so much to come, so keep watching closely and stay tuned for the next episode review. Make sure you stay tuned because this season promises even more drama and answers. I want to know what you think. Do you believe Tisha when she says she didn't see the interview? What do you think about Kimmy and Tisha working as a team too? Avoid these questions. And who do you think that tall, fine man at the party was? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.